Hey guys, it's Jill Keller, and I have a new quick and easy process video for you guys. This is just a basic scrapbooking page. There are no techniques, no tricks, no mixed media, nothing fancy. The only thing I really did to maybe fancy it up a bit is add a bit of machine stitching. So, I had that cute little 3x4 photo of my daughter and two of her little friends, and I decided that I wanted to use up some of my Maggie Holmes stuff. This is not from her most recent collection. I had a bag. Okay, well, let me clarify. I store the majority of my scrapbooking stuff by collection. It's easier for me to work that way, most likely because I can think of one piece in a collection when I was maybe going through it when I got it, and then I could just pull out that bag. So that's why I had a big old bag full of stuff. So I went through, and lo and behold, I didn't really have a lot of paper left. I have a bunch of ephemera and stickers and die cuts and things like that, but I don't have a lot of the papers from that Maggie Holmes collection. So I just happened to have another bag sitting on my craft desk from a craft night a few weeks ago that I never put away. Yep. And so I grabbed another piece of crepe paper from my little bag sitting on my craft desk, and I'm going to make this layout. So what I did have was one of these cut apart sheets, and I decided that I really liked that yellow floral, and I wanted to use that to back the photo. I'm not somebody who looks at a scrapbook page, or I'm sorry, it looks at a photo I want to put on a scrapbook page, and I try to match my photo to my layout. That looks really nice, and I appreciate it when people work like that, but that's not how I work. Um, Everything I do at this point is usually product driven. There's something that I have that I want to use, so I find a photo to make it work. So what I'm adding is some tissue paper from my stash. This is kind of a normal thing for me. I like to have that little bit of white and also that kind of torn edge peeking from behind my photo. So I go ahead and I just hand tear. I put my tissue paper on the edge of my craft desk and I just rip that sucker right on off. So I use that to map the photo. I a lot of times will staple this to the papers I'm using to back the picture as well. If you can hear talking in the background, my little kiddo is playing beach in the living room. So if there's any squawks and screeches, that's my daughter playing in the living room while I'm trying to record this while sitting in my bed in my bedroom. So, using my tiny attacher to staple those elements, and I decided I wanted to have a little bit of black peeking out from behind the photo as well. The ephemera and other items in this collection do have black on them. And when I started putting this together, I didn't know what I was going to use to embellish, but knowing that there's black in this collection, I wanted to go ahead and have a little bit of black behind my photo as well. This was just another piece of that cut apart sheet, and I really wanted to use it. So I trimmed it down, and I'm going to make it work. So what I'm thinking right now is I really want to use one of those little rosettes. Maggie usually has something like this in her lines, and I really like them and I'm drawn to them, but I have a hard time using them. I don't know if it's just because I don't think about it until it's too late and there's not a place for it on my page. So this time I was planning to use that embellishment. So that's why you can see me adding it in and taking it off and adding it in and taking it off, making sure that I do get it on the page this time. I wanted to add a little bit of gold to that baby deer right there. Not for any reason other than I wanted to have some gold. There's not a lot of thought that goes into my scrapbooking, obviously. So anyway, that's just how I work. I like something, I stick it on the page. I don't overthink it. That's not me at all. Okay, so have a little gold wreath added to the baby deer. And you can see there towards the top left, I have another piece of ephemera that I do want to use on my page as well. as I kind of flip through things, I'll see something that grabs my eye and I'll kind of partially put it on the page. I won't adhere it, I'll just lay it there until I have a really good feel as to where it should go. The other thing I really wanted to use was the saying, keeping it real. I tend to hoard my thickers. Let's just, be honest. If that's you, go ahead and shout out. Me too, because I don't know why I really like them. I don't know why I don't use them. I think sometimes for me, I get into really making the page. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just doing. There's really not a lot of thought process. And so what happens is I don't leave enough room for a title. So the thickers are generally, a bigger alpha. In this case, these are pretty nice sized. And I really like them. Again, I think I said that already. But I don't get them on the page because I don't think ahead enough. This time I knew I wanted to use the keeping it real because in this photo, my daughter's not even looking at the camera. And little Z there is obviously fussing for her mama. And the only one who is ready is the one on the left, and she had a great smile. So I thought the title, Keeping It Real, really summed up the photograph. So I get that put on, and then here I bring in this chipboard piece. Chipboard is another thing that I really like, but I tend to have a hard time using it. I don't know if it's the thickness itself of it that overwhelms me. The stuff from Crate Paper and American Crafts, now that's a really sturdy, thick piece of chipboard you're getting there. And I don't know if that's what throws me off, so to speak. Size is sometimes a factor as well. Sometimes those chipboard pieces are large. I mean, there's the chipboard sheet from the Bloom collection, and those are big pieces. So size, I think, sometimes has a lot to do with it. I'm more of a mid-size embellishment kind of girl. That gold wreath that I put around the baby deer, that's kind of a size I like. And then things that are around that size and smaller. That is a super cute little chipboard piece that says grow, but I just couldn't get it on the page. So in my head at this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm using at least one piece of chipboard, so I am literally chipping away at my stash. So one piece is better than no piece. And then I found this little banner piece, and it fit perfect. And to me, it was a really good piece to balance out the black and white check that's below the photo. So there I've got repeating elements with the pops of black. When I work on a page, I'm not literally thinking I need to make a visual triangle, I need to repeat elements, I need to use rule of thirds. I don't think like that. But in retrospect, when I'm looking at it in playback on a video, I can see that I was maybe subconsciously aware of that. And then I repeated the black for a third time with that other piece of ephemera. So now I'm looking for maybe just a couple more elements to finish this off. And I have the two die cut pieces that have the sayings to the left of the rosette. I've got the flower that I've stuck above the photo. It's kind of random up there, but I kind of like that. So I think that I'm kind of at peace with the way this page has come together. And in real time, I think I spent maybe 20 minutes total making this. That includes getting out my sewing machine and stitching down some of the pieces. So making sure everything's stuck down, and then here are the close-ups. I added stitching through the flower and also added stitching to the two pieces of ephemera to the left of or to the right of the rosette. I also added just like one line of journaling, well, like one sentence of journaling, a couple of lines below the title, added the date below the photo. And that is my layout. Thank you so much for watching.